Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Natasha. I'm a student at the University of Sydney here in Australia, and yeah, I'm an international student studying abroad. And in this channel, I made lifestyle videos mostly about my experience studying abroad. But before we get started, I have to make a disclaimer. Now I'm filming with a natural light, so I apologize if the lighting keeps changing. Today's video, as you guys can see in the title, is Moving Abroad University 101. I plan to make this a series since I get some DMs asking me to make this video, so about what should I bring to uni, and then the things that I wish I knew before I start university, etc. So I'm just gonna make this into a University 101 series. Disclaimer, by no means I am an expert at university. I am a student and I'm still surviving as well. But since I've already attended university for a year, I'm in my second year right now, and I also have already stayed in Sydney for around 6 months. I feel like I already know what I need and what I don't need. So yeah, I'm just gonna start with things to bring to uni. If I keep looking down, pardon me, because I have my iPad here with all the list, so yeah, just to make sure I don't forget a thing. So things to bring to uni. Number 1, start with clothing. I will suggest to bring a lot of sweater and sweatshirt, because I feel like that's what we'll be using throughout most of your uni experience. I would say not that it's obviously everything depends on your style, etc., but then you see, sweatshirt is very comfortable, and I feel like day-to-day wear sweatshirt and sweater is very a staple. And then next, t-shirt. People always say don't bring t-shirt, you'll get free t-shirt when you join society whatsoever in uni. That may be correct for some uni, but if you're entering use it, I would suggest bring, if you like to wear t-shirt from day to day, bring your t-shirt. Pants and shorts. So as you guys probably already know, Australia has 4 seasons, so depending on the season you'll need different attire. I'll get into that a bit later, but I would suggest bringing a few shorts, skirts and pants, whatever your style is. I personally don't like jeans. I do not have a single jeans in my wardrobe. I do like shorts, pants, and I only have a few skirts. So those are the things that I like and the things that I have. So just know what bottoms you like. I would suggest, if you guys are like me and just wear neutrals, it's actually really good because you don't have to have a lot of it, but you can combine like a capsule wardrobe kind of thing. You can mix and match with a lot of different things, since neutrals goes very well with other neutrals. So yeah. And then next is sweatpants and loungewear. Continuing the sweater and sweatshirt, sweatpants and loungewear are very a staple in uni. At least for me, it's a staple because I like to be very comfortable, especially when I'm studying and when I'm in class, in library, whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, I do dress up sometimes, in some of the time while I attend class, etc. But most of the time when I'm studying in the library or just at home, I like to be very comfortable, so I do wear mostly sweater, sweatshirts and loungewear, sweatpants, sweatshorts, whatever. And then next, this is the fun part, going out clothes. Bring going out clothes, because for me at least, I go out almost every weekend, so I'm not saying that you cannot repeat outfits, but I like to dress up when I go out, so I tend to, dress a bit nicer when I go out with my friends, eat dinner, whatsoever. If you guys go to clubs, then prepare for that as well, but I personally don't, because I don't have the energy for it. I just simply too tired to go to club. So yeah. And next, I will suggest bringing, these are for the shoes department. So heels, sneakers. Those are the two that I would suggest very much. Bring one heels and one sneakers. Because you will use your sneakers every single effing day. Since you guys are going to school and walking around, you don't want to be walking around in heels. Unless you're like the superwoman, then sure. But for me, I can't. I have to wear like running shoes. Those kind of like sport shoes. Like I wear Nike running shoes for like day to day, and then I have like a sneaker for like just casual. Sometimes I wear it day to day, but like not as often as my running shoes. But yeah, and heels are for like occasional thing, when you go eat like a fancier restaurant or something. Seasonal clothing, like what I said, I will talk about it. Seasonal clothing here in Australia, for some reason the winter this year is very cold. Like I feel like it's a lot colder than previous years. That's what people say. Like people here said that the winter this year is a lot colder than previous years, so make sure to prepare for that. For me, my staple is an inner heat tech from Uniqlo. Keep in mind, bring warm clothes if you're going to Australia during the winter season. And then during summer, I would say generally t-shirts and crop tops, tank tops, whatever you like. The usual clothes are like sufficient enough. Moving on from clothes to food. I feel like it's a bit hard to bring food to Australia because the regulations are very strict. And don't worry about it, because I feel like most food that you will crave, you'll be able to find it in Australia. And I will say that you guys can find good food from like a lot of different countries here. So don't worry too much about food. You'll miss some of the signature food from your country, but in general, I feel like you can find a lot of things here in Australia that you will like. Next is medicine. Bring your like prescription medicine. So if you have like particular medicine that are prescribed by your doctor, make sure you bring those, because it's not easy to get prescription like prescribed medicine here in Australia. And not all medicine, I think, like, don't take my words on this one, because I feel like I'm not sure about this one, but for me, I bring my own like prescription medicine to Australia because I feel like it's a bit harder to get those medicines since I'm from Indonesia. But vitamins, do not bring a single vitamins except if you have like a particular brand that you have to use, you have to consume this particular brand, then you bring. But if you just like me, like I just drink whatever general vitamin C there is. For me, I use Nature's Way, and I also buy some supplements from like Blackmore's. They have a lot of different supplements and vitamins here in Australia, so don't worry about that. Oh, this is the last one. Makeup and skin care. I would say that I personally bring my own makeup and skincare from home. Makeup, obviously, you can get here. They have, like here in Sydney, you can find great, like a whole range of makeup brands from the low end to the high end. So like, don't need to bring makeup if you don't want to, but if you want to, you have your own makeup, bring it. There's no use of buying new makeup just for the sake of buying it. So if you have your old makeup, bring it. And skincare though, that's a different thing. I bring my skincare, like all of my skincare from Indonesia, because I use a particular brand which is impossible to find in Australia. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's a huge hassle to try to find it, and I don't want to put myself through it, so I just bring it from Indonesia. I think that is it about like things to bring. Now move on to the moving tips. What should you do before you move, when you move, and after you move? So before you move to Australia, plan ahead your accommodation. I know some people that just come to Australia, stay in a hotel for a few days and just like look up their accommodations, hope for the best, and sometimes they get lucky and they find accommodations. But if you're moving in during like the start of the semester, which is a very hectic time to move in, don't just hope for the best. Plan ahead what accommodation you want to stay in, and from what I know, if you choose to stay in a student accommodation, if you book ahead of time, you will get like a cheaper amount of like rent. So those are the things that, you know, some early bird kind of benefits. If you want to check out, make sure you do your proper research, which accommodation you want to check out and whatever. I stay in Scape at the University of Sydney. I picked this because like it's very close to the uni, obviously, and I will be in uni like 80% to 90% of the time when I'm studying, since I'm here to study, obviously. So I would say it's a very beneficial like location, and it's also pretty close to like the grocery shop and everything else. So those are also like the reasons partly of why I chose to stay. And if you guys want to see my dorm tour, I made a dorm tour, and I would say right now my dorm is like pretty much almost the same. I do have some changes, but it's pretty much the same. So if you guys want to see the dorm layout and like how my dorm is and like my accommodation is here at Scape at the University of Sydney, you guys can check out that video. I'll put it down in the description. And yeah, next, when you are here, as soon as you arrive, I forgot to mention this, but when you first arrive, don't forget to buy a local SIM card so that you can access the internet and then go to your dorm. Make sure to check in like your accommodation, whatever, get your key, whatever, and then go up, check your room. For me, it's relatively clean when you first get in, but I would suggest like wiping some surfaces and like, you know, make sure that everything's okay. Like for me personally here, once I arrive, they ask me to like, they take me on like a tour of the room. So show me like this is for what, like what things is for what, you can utilize this for whatever. And I appreciate that like very much. And then I just settle in. First thing I do is unpack. And I feel like that's what you guys should do as well. So after you guys done like wiping the surfaces that you think is not clean, unpack and just organize everything. Don't just leave your suitcases open like for days on your floor. Then after that, made a checklist. I would suggest this actually beforehand. Made a checklist of what you will need. Like for example, sheets, and then quilt covers, quilt, pillow, like maybe you have like, for me I have a sofa and I buy like a sofa blanket kind of situation. So make a list of that and ask your friend to accompany you to go shop for those things, because you will need to bring a lot of those things and you cannot bring it like by yourself. Trust me, I've tried. So ask your friend to bring, like, help you with the, like, make sure, don't push them into it, you know what I mean, but make sure they're like willing to help you to, you know, move in. If you guys use bolster, normally people in Indonesia does, make sure to buy it from your country because it's hard to find it here in Australia. For the first few days, for some people, homesickness might happen, and it is not uncommon. For me personally, the first time I moved in to Australia, I did not like experience homesickness at all. Apologies, mom and dad. But it's not even because I don't miss home, but it's because I have a lot of friends here, which keeps me company like every single day. So, and I have a lot to think about like when I first came in, and it was not a long time before like the orientation starts and uni start and everything. So I feel like I did not have the time to feel homesick. So I didn't feel homesick at all. But when I went back to Indonesia for like a week, you guys have seen the vlog supposedly, and like when I came back here from like my 1 week break to Indonesia, I did feel a bit homesick because I was like kind of like sick for a few days, and those like, and I don't see any of my friends, and my friends are like back in Indonesia, some of my friends are like out and stuff, so I did not meet a lot of my friends and I feel very like lonely, thus the homesickness kicks in. But the best thing that I can suggest regarding tackling homesickness is to hang out with your friends. Whether it's just like having dinner together, having lunch together, it doesn't have to be like outside. You can cook like separately and then eat together in your room whatsoever. It really helps like being around other people to, you know, not feel lonely and tackle like homesickness. After that is done and you guys are settled and done, I would say be ready to learn. As a like university student that just moved into a new place, you will have to, like for me at least, at first I learned how to, you know, do like proper laundry, since I don't use like a washing machine back at home. Not to brag, but I did have someone to like wash my clothes for me. So now here in uni, I have to wash my own clothes, right? I need to learn how to use the washing machine properly. And then after that, some of you might have to learn how to cook, because it's essential for money saving here in Australia. If you cook, you will save a whole lot of money than if you go out every day by allowance. Regarding the room, I would suggest to keep your room tidy and clean most of the time, because as a uni student who practically live in my bedroom, since I stay in a studio, my bedroom is my whole house. It's my kitchen, my dining room, my bedroom, my work room, study room, whatsoever. So it's a place where I do everything. So I would suggest, if you're like me, keep everything as clean as possible. I know sometimes, you know, we'll get busy and like we'll neglect a bit of cleaning, and that's relatively okay, but I would say generally keep it all like tidy and as clean as possible. Do like a routine cleaning. I personally like to do at least like a month, like once a month of like deep cleaning, like everything. But then once a week I do sometimes like do the cleaning. Maybe like once every 2 weeks I like wash my sheets and stuff, and then I clean my dishes every day, because I cook every day, so I have to clean my dishes every day. So yeah, that's the gist of it. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite here. I did like, you know, neglect my room quite a few times. I feel like throughout the semester there's a few times where my room is like a shipwreck. Guilty. But you know, it's okay, it's a part of the journey. And now I know I, you know, need to keep my room like clean, because I particularly hate when my room is a mess, because I feel like if my room is a mess, my head is a mess. I know you hear this a lot, but it is very true. So yeah, I guess this wraps up today's video. This is the first video of the University 101 series. I have more videos coming in the future, like in this series as well as, you know, outside of the series. So yeah, if you guys enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!